December 4th, Saint Barbara, Virgin and Martyr. Saint Barbara is one of the 14 holy helpers. In this role, she is invoked against fever and sudden death, against lightning and fire, and against sudden and violent death at work. She is the patron of builders, artillerymen, coal, and other miners. St. Barbara was brought up by a pagan father. With the intention of protecting her beauty, he kept her jealously secluded in a lonely but luxurious tower which he built for that purpose. For his own way he loved her. In forced solitude, this very gifted young girl undertook to study religion, and soon saw clearly all the vices and absurdities of paganism. Her clear mind realized that there could only be one supreme creator God, and that he is entitled to the worship of his reasonable creatures. Divine Providence, by its wonderful ways, contrived to obtain for her the means to send a message to Origen, the famous theological master of that time. That teacher of Alexandria immediately sent to her at Nicomedia a disciple named Valentinian. Soon she was baptized, and our Lord appeared to her, as he would appear to others such as Saint Catherine of Alexandria, to tell her he had chosen her to be his spouse. Saint Barbara, rejoicing, hoped to be able to communicate her precious new faith to her father, but would soon discover that hope was in vain. When she was then of age to marry, many requests for her hand had come to her wealthy father. She was his only heiress, and he rejected her expressed wish not to accept any such offer, although she said she wished to remain his consolation for his declining years. When she continued to refuse every suitor's demands, and when her father returned from a journey to find all the idols he had placed in her tower broken in pieces and scattered about, he was furious. Discovering his daughter's conversion, he was beside himself with rage. She escaped and dwelt for a time in a cavern where she was concealed by the vegetation growing at the entrance. But finally her father's threats of chastisement, which he made known during his searches for anyone who might be concealing her, caused some local shepherds who knew where she was to reveal her retreat. Her father denounced her to the civil tribunal, and Barbara was horribly tortured twice and finally beheaded. Her own father, merciless to the last, asked to deal her fatal blow himself. God, however, speedily punished her persecutors. While her soul was being borne by the angels to paradise, a flash of lightning struck her father and the civil prefect, and both were summoned in haste to the judgment seat of God. Pray often to be protected from a sudden and unprovided death, and above all, that you may be strengthened by the Holy Viaticum against the dangers of your final hour.